a scene boy, and I have a really bad cough, and my cat is here with me, so this is going to make for a really good video. So, there was this, and the cat's gone, so there was this movie this weekend on ABC Family called Fangirl, and I hadn't heard that this movie was even going to be a thing until my dad told me. He's like, I saw a commercial for a movie that's supposed to have a band called All Time Low that you like. Are you going to watch it? And I hadn't heard about it, so I set it to record. And because I wasn't going to be able to watch it because I was at homecoming, so I watched it this morning. And it was so many plot holes. It was just written like a fan fiction. I liked the movie. It was just really, I don't want to say it was poorly written, but it was written like a 13-year-old girl wrote all-time low fan fiction and made herself the main character. So it starts out with this girl's little brother, and the girl is an aspiring film artist. And so the little girl's brother is playing with her camera early in the morning, just like filming random stuff. And he drops her camera on the bathroom floor. And so he doesn't think anything of it. Like, he thinks, oh god, I dropped her camera, but it wasn't. He didn't think, I guess it was broken, maybe? So he goes into her room and starts filming everything. And it's obvious how pop-punk this girl is, because she has all-time low posters and Man Overboard posters and, like, things that say defend pop-punk. And her mirror has, like where you can stick your head and it looks like you have Jack Bearcat's hair, like with the blonde. That was fantastic. I want to know where I can get that mirror. Anyway, he's filming her, and the girl wakes up because All Time Low starts playing from her phone. And so she's like, tells her little brother, get out of my room, blah, blah, blah. And she looks at her giant Alex Gaskar's poster just over her bed, and she likes, happy birthday, Alex, I just have a great day. And his birthday is in December, and I don't know when this movie, like, in the time frame it was set in, or, like, what month it was set in, but it was very sunny outside, and the girl was able to wear shorts and skirts all the time, and obviously they weren't in, like, California, because you find out later that her dad's in California, like, traveling, so they're obviously not there. So, unless they were in, like, Florida or something, or Texas, they were not getting Alex's birthday right. They got it during, like, a spring month. Fact check. So, she goes to school in, like, shorts and a sweater, and she gets dress coded, which is one of the most realistic parts of this movie. And there's a lot of things that just don't make sense about this film. Like, for example, there's a guy she likes, and I guess he must be a new kid, because she's obviously American, but she's talking to him in a British accent, and he is fully convinced that she's British. So, everyone else, I guess, like, knows, like, her friends all know she's American, but she has this guy convinced that she's British. So she talks to him, and obviously there's a girl who likes the guy too, and she's all popular and beautiful, but the guy likes the pop-punk girl named Tallulah Farrow. And so Tallulah walks away, and the popular girl's like, oh, gothic slut or something. Like goth slut, and then the guy's like, she's not gothic, she's British. As if goth people cannot also be British. Let's just, sure. And so, the girl has a trailer project due for her film class that day, but she spent all of her time shooting a video for Alex Gaskar's birthday. And it really wasn't, like, a high-quality video, but I got 500,000 notes on this Tumblr knockoff website called Cartwheel. And it literally looks like she's just sitting in front of a camera like I am, saying, happy birthday, Alex, I hope you have a good day. And there wasn't any editing whatsoever, so don't know how it got the 100,000 notes, but she spent her time on that, so she didn't do her trailer project, so she's like, I'll just film an average day in high school, and that's what my whole movie will be about. So she films it, and then she goes to edit it that day, and she realizes that since her brother dropped her camera, it's broken, and the film was not caught. So her teacher's like, these trailer projects are due by 9th period today, no exceptions. And first of all, who has 9 classes during a day? I couldn't survive. But obviously she's not going to get it in on time, and he says no exceptions. So she's all upset because she's not going to be able to get the video in. She won't be able to go to this, like, film festival, because the next project was to make a whole, like, movie about what your trailer is set on. So she's like, oh, I won't be able to go to this film festival because the teacher is going to pick 3 students who were worthy enough, like, their movies were good, and they're just going to show them a local film festival, which is going to be judged by Tina Fey. So she's upset because she's not going to be able to get her movie in, and she's, like, the best student in the class. And her partner, named Darvan, helps her out later with that, but she's walking home all upset because, oh, I didn't get it in and I'm not going to have a chance to go to this film festival. And she just walks nicely home as Therapy by All Time Low was playing, which is basically the entire score of the movie, was just All Time Low songs. So she's walking through the streets, like, all sad, and Therapy is playing, and it's a very emotional thing. So her teacher emails her and tells her to meet her the next morning in class, like early the next day. So she goes in, and she sees her partner, Darvan, talking to the teacher, and showing the teacher her Happy Birthday Alex Gaskarth video. And so he's like, the partner's like, well, I don't even like this kind of music, but this girl gets all this attention from these people, and she's obviously the best girl in your class, so you should let her slide. And, like, so Darvan leaves, and Tallulah walks in, and her teacher's like, well, I saw this Happy Birthday trailer video that you made, so I'm gonna make an exception, even though there were no exceptions. Like, no other student got treatment like this. It's like, so this Happy Birthday video will be your trailer, but you have to make a kick-ass movie. And then she's like, okay, I'll make a good movie. The teacher's like, oh yeah, you also have to film the talent show for me. And so she's like, okay, I'll film the talent show. And so she's, like, fast forward through all this irrelevant crap that happens in the movie. She is getting coffee in the morning a few days later, and she's in the coffee shop, and she's friends with people who run it, and so they're all making jokes and whatever, and of course Alex Gaskarth walks into the coffee shop. She doesn't notice because she's too busy talking to the guys working, and so they're making jokes, and she looks over, and obviously Alex Gaskarth, and her motto through the whole movie, like, her catchphrase was, I'm throwing up. Like, oh, I got 500,000 notes on Tumblr, or on Cartwheel, I'm throwing up, oh my god. And so, she looks at Alex Gaskarth, and he smiles, and she's wearing her Man Overboard shirt, so she just looks at him like, throw up. And that's all she says to him. And Alex's only line in the movie was, you never know, anything could happen, grabs his coffee and leaves. That's all he says in the movie. So, she goes out to her car, which is giving her the ride to school, and she looks at her friends, and she's like, oh my god, I think Alex Gaskarth was in there. And, like, you're obviously one of his biggest fans. You would know, like, you should be, like, 100%, like, oh my god, that was Alex. Like, if I knew, like, if I saw him in a coffee shop, I wouldn't be like, oh, I think that was him, but I'm not sure. I'd be like, oh shit, that's Alex Gaskarth. So she films the talent show, and the guy who she's been talking to, the fake British accent, is singing a song that sounds like it would be a Man Overboard song. And so he's like looking into her eyes while he's singing this song, and it's really sweet. And then some boy named Scene Boy comes up and looks at her and shows her his phone, and he's like, Fall Out Boy hiatus, which, did they really have to just throw in the Fall Out Boy hiatus, like, mention that? Like, he's like, look, it's a Fall Out Boy hiatus. So, obviously, the movie was shot. It was supposed to be set when Fall Out Boy was on hiatus. And he's like, also, All Time Low is at the Space, which is their local, like, music venue. And so she ditches the talent show to go to try to get to meet All Time Low. And boy who is singing the song is crushed because he's, like, trying to serenade her during the talent show. So she goes home, I think. Like, there was, like, a weird cut part during the movie. And so she goes home. And, like, Darvan, I guess, is now driving, being All Time Low's, like, taxi driver, or her limo driver, and he's like, Tallulah, I'm, like, their driver now, and I know which hotel they're staying in, I know what room they're staying in, and you're gonna meet All Time Low. And so, Darvan drives her and her friend to the venue, and so, hi, Dasher, oh, my cat's under my blanket, and so, or to the hotel, so they get up on the roof of the hotel, and Darvan's genius plan is to tie a rope around himself and have suction cups all over his body, and he's like, alright, you guys are gonna lower me down to All Time Low's balcony, and don't drop me. So they lower him down, and, like, he falls to get stuck on the All Time Low's balcony window. He's like, oh, they're gonna see me, and they're gonna kill me. So I guess All Time Low helps him out and gets him down, and then they go into his room, and Tallulah, like, Darvan goes and drives them to the venue. And so Tallulah and her friend, like, get into Alex's room. I don't know how they got into their hotel room, but they do. And so they have nothing to wear to the concert that night because they're wearing, like, sweatpants and t-shirts. And they're like, oh, we can't meet All Time Low like this. So let us just go through All Time Low or Alex Gaskarth's girlfriend's suitcase and just take her clothes and just wear that to the concert. Which, by the way, apparently he's dating a girl who is in their high school, who is like the most popular girl on the planet, but she's really nice to everybody. And so they get to the venue, and she doesn't notice that they're wearing her clothes, but she's like, oh, you guys want to come meet All Time Low? Sure. And Tallulah brings her camera, and she gets to be side stage right next to the band. And she films him singing Remembering Sunday, and the whole movie doesn't even focus on Jack, Ryan, or Zach. It just focuses on Alex. Like, the end of the movie, her pet dog got a credit, but Jack, Ryan, and Zach didn't. Only Alex got the credit. So, like, she goes and films and everything's fantastic, and she gets to crowd surf. By the way, the crowd at this All Time Low concert was very, very sweet and very nice to her and treated her really well when she was crowd surfing. But when I went to see All Time Low, the people that we were surrounded by were total assholes and decided to drop crowd surfers on my friend. So this wasn't a realistic All Time Low crowd scene. Because in reality, they're like, if they get mad over the littlest things, and they'll drop crowd surfers on you and give your friends mild concussions. So I was like, okay, this seems realistic. And there were a lot of plot holes, like, why was she talking in the British accent? And I'm not really 100% sure if Dad was in the picture, because I guess, like, he travels a lot, and they might be divorced because Mom was going on dates and getting drunk with guys from high school. I don't know. So the All Time Low concert becomes this girl's, film project, and of course she wins, and she gets to meet Tina Fey, and you see that, like, the pictures of her meeting Tina Fey in the credits. So I would give this movie, with all its plot holes and non-recognition of all Time Low, a B- to a C. It was a good movie. I am so far up All Time Low's ass. It's not even funny. That's why it gets as high a grade as it does. I like that they named the dog Flyzik, because that's the last name of All Time Low's old manager. So that was just kind of a shout out. So I could relate to Tallulah Farrow. Like, she lived in Band Merch, and she ran into her mom's bathroom yelling, "Warped Tour tickets! I want Warped Tour tickets!" And I'm like, that was me 6 months ago. So a B- to a C. What did you think of Fangirl? Did you watch it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you so far up All Time Low's ass? If that's the only reason you watched it, leave a comment. And, just let me know what you thought of the movie. And I will talk to you later, so I'll be later, bye.